Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. First things first, good morning. I know it may not be morning for you guys. I may put this up late at night, which is typical, but it's morning for me. We're gonna do a first impressions. So we're gonna be trying out a lot of new things. I'm gonna be mostly facing it on the foundation base, so it's gonna be foundation, concealer, and stuff like that. As we go along, I'll name you the new products that we have to try. It's just I did a collective haul and I wanted to try it on camera and test it for you guys, and I'll let you guys know at the end of this video and the end of the day to see how it wore. So let's get to it. Whoa, that's too light. So here I am just applying a couple of streaks on my face. And then I'm going to blend it up with my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. I did not do the Fix Plus trick. I just wanted to see how the foundation actually blended out. Sorry if you hear those noises. That is my dog. She's kind of running around right now. But yes, that's all I'm doing in my face right now. Here I'm applying the Clinique Advanced Concealer, and it's actually in the shade medium, which is darker than my foundation. So I'm gonna retest this product as well, but I went ahead and I set it with my translucent powder still, just to see how the coverage was instead of using my Smashbox, because that does have a little bit of color into it. I want to see how long it lasted, but I will retest this product, of course, for you guys. So that's why I used the translucent powder. And now I am going to be setting my eyes as I'm testing the Estee Lauder Double Wear primer. So this eye will have it, and this eye will not. So and that will be tested with the Modern Renaissance palette. So first I'm taking in this shade, and I'm just applying that. Yeah, I'm very surprised at how pigmented it was, and I put it all over my crease. I can't remember what the names are, but I will put everything down in the bottom bar. So I use this like orangey shade, peachy shade as my transition shade, and I just put that all over my crease. It blended out very easily. There was no fallout in that sense, but again, there was a lot of fallout in the pad. But it blended out very nicely, and I was very shocked and surprised to see the pigment of it. And then I went in with this a little bit more of a darker oranger shade, and the same brush that it actually comes with, and I strategically placed it in my upper crease as well, but more concentrated with a smaller, denser brush. The brush is a little stiff. I find it to be a little bit coarse and a little bit hard, but I guess once you start using it for once you start beating it down, pretty much it ends up being pretty easy to maneuver, I'm assuming. So then I took the other side and the orangey brick red shade, and I applied it on my outer V, and then flipped it and then blended it again into my crease. And then I went ahead and took the same shade and applied it to my lower lash line just to mesh everything all together. And for my eyelid, I just went in with a gold shade, which is Primavera, something like that. Again, all the info will be in the bottom bar below. And offline, I did apply all my contour and mascara and liner. So I am going to go in with the Nicole Guerriero and the Anastasia collaboration. I'm so excited to try out this highlighter because you guys need to see this. And I'm using the shade Glow Getter. I only used one shade, and it is pigmented. It is so shiny. It is so glittery. It is everything that a highlighter needs to be. You know what I mean? Everything. It is literally love, gold, sun. Give me all the words that I can think of. I can't right now, but yes. This is amazing. I applied that all over the tops of my cheeks, my forehead, a little bit on my forehead, on my cupid's bow. Look at the side that has it, and look at the side that doesn't. Huge difference, guys. Huge. For the lips, I just went in with more a neutral look. I just went in with MAC's Oldie But a Goodie. I used MAC's Cream Cup, and I felt like it was a little too pink, so then I just put MAC's Velvet Teddy Red over. So just to wrap up with my final thoughts before we head out throughout the day, and I tell you how it wears. So what I tried new was the foundation, which was the Estee Lauder Cushion Stick Foundation. It was a little light for me, but I think I made it at least doable. I run
and contour the hell out of my face just to make it work. But I did like the application of it. The sponge, the cushion sponge of it, it was pretty unique actually, instead of using a stick foundation, which was pretty cool. It was a little stiff though, so it's not like a actual spongy texture, so it's kind of a little stiff, but I mean, it's not like it's the worst thing in the world, so I didn't find that to be that annoying. But I did find the scent to be really annoying. Like, it had like a really strong like chemical paint scent, which I didn't really like. It kind of reminded me of what is it called, Max Studio Fix Fluid. It's one of my favorite foundations, really good coverage and all, but it has that scent and I don't like that scent. But I mean, if you can move past the scent, I mean, I feel like it's not that bad. I feel like it was a medium coverage foundation. Like, I still was able to see my dark circles through it and my blemishes and all, but I don't know, we'll see how it wears throughout the day. I did wear a primer. I always wear primers when it comes to foundations. I never wear foundations on its own, so it doesn't make, to me, like, it doesn't make sense for me to test the true longevity of it, because regardless, I take steps to set the foundation. Just want to see how it wears on my face, if that kind of makes sense. Sometimes, especially drugstore foundations, they sometimes oxidize. Like, those are things that are more so what I'm looking for, rather than longevity, because I do set my foundation, but plus I'll know. Alright, I attempted to try the Benefits Cabral, but the freaking bottom part where the pomade is wouldn't even open, so I just ended up using my same Ardell brow. So I didn't even end up doing that. Maybe in another video when I can have someone open it for me. I really tried hard, guys. I just scratched it. I attempted to try a concealer by Clinique, but because my foundation was lighter than my concealer, it kind of just threw it off. So I just put my Age Rewind concealer back over it, since I am going out and I wanted to test it out and look at least a little bit decent. But I'll try it out in another video with a foundation that I know is my skin tone color, just to see the true impact of it. And another thing I tried was the Estee Lauder Double Wear base, like a eye base, eye primer, whatever. This eye has a primer, this eye doesn't, so I just wanted to see if that made a big difference with the eyeshadows. Now I tried something new, which was the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia. So I do like how it turned out, like the look of it. It's very pigmented. It's very blendable, don't get me wrong, all that. The one thing though I don't like about the palette is that there's so much fallout that happens when, like, in the pan itself. Like, when I just barely tap my brush in, there's so much fallout in there, and I don't particularly think that's great, as you know, you're wasting product, the amount of money you're paying for it. But other than that though, it's a pretty decent palette. I really like it. It's really pigmented and I'm actually very surprised about it. It's very blendable. The shadows are gorgeous. The pigment payoff is really strong, considering that there's so much fallout that does happen in the pen, but it doesn't really happen on your eye, if that kind of makes sense. But as long as you like tap off your brush, of course, before you put it on. But yeah. And the next thing I tried was the Nicole, Guerriero and Anastasia collaboration with the highlighters. Oh my god, this is Glow Getter, and it's just one highlighter highlighter pen that I'm using, and it's actually really pigmented, and I really like how it turned out. We'll see how it wears throughout the day, but so far I am mother effing glowing. I love it. But yeah, and that's my final thoughts right now. So far everything's good. So I still set it as usual, so I still put my setting spray over it, and I have my powder over the foundation as well, of course, but just wanted to see how it works in conjunction with other products as well, because sometimes products on its own can be great, but not with, say, another brand or another product, and I like to mix and match my brands and products, high-end, low-end, all of them. So we'll see how it wears throughout the day, and I will update you guys. I will be updating with my phone since I don't have a vlogging camera right now, but bear with me with the footage. But yeah, so come with me, join with me, and let's see how this turns out. Okay guys, so it's the end of the day. It's pretty much 10 o'clock at night and I had the makeup on since 8 o'clock in the morning. I know it's shitty ass lighting here, but the foundation really oxidized all over my face. As you can see, look, you can see my full blemishes coming through. You can see all the coverage coming off of it. You can still see my contour and stuff. And I did set it with both the primer and I did the Urban Decay setting spray, so it's not like it wasn't longevity wise or anything like that, but it seems as though it is the foundation. So I don't really particularly like this foundation and I probably won't be wearing it again. The concealer I did try. I know I said I would try it again, but just to give you an update, I know the lighting's not great, but like you can see under my eyes it really creased, and my under eyes completely, you can totally see that my dark circles back again. So I probably won't be using this concealer again, but that's my first impressions. And the highlighter is still pretty glowing, so of course that is the boss, and I knew that was gonna happen because, you know, Anastasia always comes through with their highlighters. So that is the finished look, guys, and that is my tutorial. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys see you guys in my next video. Bye.